So it's Friday, and that means Colorado's best attorney, Phil Harding, is here. Thanks for joining us, sponsoring this segment. Today, we are talking about how to collect more money in a car accident case than the total amount of insurance. You gave me some really good tips 3 years ago when we got rear-ended, right?
Right. Yep.
So what are we starting with?
So I'm going to be talking to our viewers about what's known as a policy limit demand and how to get more insurance than the other side has, right? Let's say someone rear-ends you and they have insurance. They have limits of insurance. Here in Colorado, the state minimums are $25,000. So they could have $25,000, they could have $100,000, they could have $25 million. I doubt it, but you know, they could. And I am going to show people about how to get more than the other side's total policy limits.
Yeah, I always thought that there was just kind of a cap for that policy limit, but you're going to reveal more.
I am. It's a trick that attorneys use, and let's talk about it. So the other side, and probably we have a graphic for this. Let's say the other side rear-ends you, and you go to the hospital, get some treatment, and you have $20,000 in medical bills. The bad guy, their insurance is $25,000. You would think it's a no-brainer, right? Mm-hmm. They would give you $25,000.
Right.
So what you do is you go to the insurance company and you're like, hey, here are my medical bills. We're not going to show that yet, but here are my medical bills, and I just want to get the full policy limits of $25,000. So now, if you can come back to me, let's talk about this a little bit. The insurance company itself may come back when you make that policy limit demand for $25,000 and say, well, you know what? We think that you overtreated, or we think you exaggerated, or you took too long, right? You didn't go to the hospital right away. Pick the flavor of the day, right?
Yeah.
Insurance companies make up excuses. You know,
that's unbelievable, especially when you're injured and you actually need treatment and you've spent a lot of money.
Yeah, look, the other side, they have two jobs: protecting the bad guy that ran into you and making money for their company. So they're going to make up these excuses. They make up the excuse and they said, nah, I'm not going to give you this $25,000. Sue us. So let's say you sue them, right?
Really?
You go to trial and the jury comes back and says, you know what? You get $25,000. Now the insurance company comes back and says, oh, my bad. Here you go, $25,000. Now all of a sudden, the defendant, right, who bought insurance, he owes $50,000 from that verdict. Before, now spin back when you made that policy limit demand. If they would have accepted it and paid it back when you made that policy limit demand and the insurance company paid $25,000, the bad guy, the defendant, would only have to pay his deductible of $500 or $250 or whatever his deductible is. Because they went to trial, all of a sudden this defendant now owes $50,000. So the insurance company took a risk with their insured's money.
Really?
Well, I mean, just think about it. Before, at the policy limit demand, the defendant only owes the deductible, $250.
Right.
Then he goes to trial, and all of a sudden, the insurance company says, well, we took a risk. Sorry about that. Now you owe $50,000. That defendant has a bad faith claim against his insurance company because they screwed up. They shouldn't have made that decision.
Why the games? Why the games, Phil?
Well, but you can take advantage of those games, because what you do is now you go to that defendant and say, well, I can either try to collect the $50,000 from you or assign me or give me your claim against your insurance company. And now all of a sudden the insurance company is going to pay you the full $75,000. That's how you get more than the policy limits.
Okay, that's why you need Phil, because I wouldn't figure that out on my own.
That's weird,
But we were talking about, you know, the $25,000. Let's say that the insurance pays $25,000, but you have only $20,000 in medical bills. Do you get to pocket that extra $5,000?
You normally have to pay back your medical bills. And if you went through health insurance, there's this law. It's called Colorado's Make Whole Law, where you can use to reduce or totally eliminate how much you have to pay back your health insurance. And what it says is, this Make Whole Law, if your health insurance pays for your medical bills, you are not, and you get the full policy limits, it's presumed you are not made whole, so you don't have to pay back your health insurance. Again, using these weird laws, policy limit demand, using the Make Whole Law, you can reduce or eliminate how much you have to pay back your health insurance.
Yeah, these are some tips. Honestly, if you were handling the case on your own, this would just be impossible for the everyday person.
Yeah, well, they didn't go, they haven't been practicing for, what, 31 years? So.
Thanks for making that clear, Phil. Of course, that's why you need them. So to reach Harding and Associates directly, call 303-762-9500. You can also get a free consultation anytime, and you can find Phil online at hlaw.com. Thanks again for sponsoring this segment.